everybody, Matt here from Around Square, and I'm just going to do a rundown of the products coming in our January 2023 product launch. It's going to be a lot of ultras and some exotics this month, and then a few other things mixed in there. So let's get right into it. These guys that I'm flipping around right now, we saw them first appear last November in a couple of colors, the black PVD and the gold PVD, so the Shinobi and the business class. These are, of course, 6mm titanium beads strung up on our custom Kevlar cord. This is the thin stuff here that we use for like the Remishocks. And so they're designed for that cord. And this month we are bringing them out in this stunning color here, the peacock blue. So, we've got the standard size, I guess like short form, whatever. Okay. And then we've got the longer variant, the long form. This is in almost all of the ultras. The long form is what I've come to prefer personally. I like how it goes onto the wrist. I like playing them, and I like the satisfaction of the raindrops and stuff with them. So this is the peacock blue. We've got a pretty good supply of them in this color, and we've done a huge restock in these two colors. So between those three, anybody who missed out last November when we launched them, hopefully you'll be able to get some for yourself. We also have just received the production samples, so like post-production, just to confirm for the Natty and the Sunset colorway. So these guys are not launching this month. They're going to launch next month. But I just wanted to share them with you, let you know that they're coming. There's been a few people asking, particularly about the Natty. So, these are a treat. I talked about them a lot back in November when we first launched them. This is my own set. I strung together a few kind of different sets of samples in order to do them up. It doesn't have quite as many beads on as the full long forms, so I've got a little bit more of a gap. Personally, I kind of like having a little bit more of a gap between the beads for when I'm like flipping them around and stuff. It gives that the bare cord on the fingers versus like so many beads on the fingers. It's makes it a little bit easier to do rolls and stuff. But I know from talking to people that a lot of people are buying these guys primarily as a set to wear because they're so discreet and lightweight on the wrist. This is like the one set of ultras that I can really keep on the wrist all day, and I don't feel like taking them off when I'm at the keyboard or whatever. They're just like nice and discreet. So anyways, with that in mind, we have a few more beads on the long forms. Most people are probably not going to get 2 full wraps of beads unless you got super skinny wrists, but you'll get like reasonably close. So you'll get like the double beads on like the top, and then just like maybe at the bottom there'll be a little bit of cord. Okay, so that's those guys. Super lightweight, super fun, good for all sizes and body types and whatever. And so the first ones that we got sold out super fast. So this time we're stocked up. We've got way more inventory, and hopefully people wanting them will be able to get their pick. And like I said, if you're into the Natty, just wait another month, please. Okay, moving along, got more ultras, and now we're like into the exotics, and I think I'll start right at the mini Sigmas. Now, this has become my kind of go-to daily driver for my own set of ultras. I just love this set. Love the versatility of it. It can do tricks for days, and I kind of like the aesthetics of this. So what I decided, I actually did a little bit of a poll online. I asked a few people, should we go with like the standard setup that we've used in the past for the long forms, or should I go for this like new setup with the double boss bead and like a few less beads, like a little bit more space in between them for people that want to do flipping, like what I was just discussing with the 6mm. And it wasn't a consensus, but like most of the opinions were kind of saying like do what you want, Matt, and like what you like is probably a good bet. And so for the exotics, that's exactly what we've done. So we have Mokutai. These things are freaking gorgeous. And we've got Zerk. And I've done them both set up this way with the double boss bead and the same number of beads that I go to. And so it's a few less beads than what we have on the other Mini Sigma setups that we sell, like the standard Mini Sigma setups in our store. But it's still plenty of exotic material there, and they again, like, they're not going to cover the full wrist with 2 wraps. So you can just see on me, I've got pretty skinny wrists. If you depending on how you space them out, you'll get like pretty good coverage, and then like some gap at the bottom, most likely. And the double boss bead is like a little bit more cumbersome, but not much. And I really just like that for the manipulation when I'm playing with them. And we of course have these done up on our custom silk cord, and so it's like super luxury set. If you know, right? Like these are not going to be for everybody, of course. I actually don't have the pricing on this quite done up yet, but this is like likely to be $1,000 or so, right? It's it is absolutely beautiful, and if you have the means, I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed by these beauties. But it's not for the average customer. For somebody who's into it but doesn't want to completely destroy the bank, we have the single, like the short form, and these are also great. So we have this in the Mokutai as well as the Zerk. And those of you who are less familiar with the exotics, Zerk is a little bit heavier than the Mokutai. Mokutai is the same weight as titanium stuff. Zerk is sort of like squarely in between titanium and stainless steel for weight. And it's just like a little bit crisper feeling. It's like a bit of a harder material. So crisper feeling, different sounding clack on the beads. Both completely stunning. Okay, so enough about those guys. I'm going to continue with the Zerk, though, over to the Zerk Commons. So listen to this. Oh, I should hold it up to the mic, not the camera, Matt. There we go. Anyways, yeah, just such a satisfying sound on these guys. And you get that whether you're doing the raindrops or if you're doing just the bead counting, you get like a nice clack on there as well. So I love the Commons beads for bead counting, breathwork type stuff. It's just a very satisfying shape to like pass over the thumb, no hot spots or anything. And this set with the 15 millimeter boss is going to be great for slinging as well. A little bit slower than titanium stuff if that's what you're used to, but definitely puts you into that space for sure, and it's a really nice experience. For a little bit of a change this time, we're also doing some Zerk Commons Big Larry. So I was kind of humming and hawing to myself, like, the Zerk's a bit heavier than the Thai. Most people are liking lighter sets. And should I mix this up? And it just didn't feel right to mix the Zerk with like an acrylic or anything else. So I decided, rather than going the route that I did with the heavy metals and putting an 8 millimeter bead in there, I was a little bit concerned about the 8 millimeter beads cracking if you're flipping them around pretty heavily. And so I decided to go 4 bead Commons. And these are going to be a little bit heavier. I've got my scale here. I didn't weigh it in advance. Give me a sec. So four beads on the Zerk Commons. Set weighs in at like 23 grams. So it's still like super playable, 12-ish grams per end. So you're going to get you're not going to get finger fatigue playing with these guys. And it's just like a little bit more momentum and a little bit more feedback on the string than what you might be used to if you've been a Thai person for a long time. Okay. Then back over to Mokutai, and we got a nice batch of Mokutai 15 millimeter beads in, and I couldn't not do a set like this, right? So again, get ready for some sticker shock on these guys. But if you know the feeling of these 15 millimeter beads in your hand, it's just so substantial and nice feeling, like as you're doing the bead counting. And of course the material speaks for itself, right? So these guys, you can wear them on your wrist, or just carry them in your pocket. But yeah, beautiful set. Now, staying with Mokutai, and this is like the difference with different batches. You see the color difference here. These guys are a little bit more in the like understated grayish end of things. These guys are more of a vibrant blue. Now these are 10 millimeter beads, and there's something a little bit special with these guys. If you were to count the beads, you'd find that on the long forms, there's actually 4 beads more than what we do on our standard 10 millimeter long forms, and the short form has 2 extra beads. Reason for that is I don't know if you would call it a happy accident. It was something that I was not expecting, but I wasn't entirely disappointed when I found it out. So what happened is the way that the supplier did the chamfering or the rounding on the bore here. I don't know if you're going to see it, but these beads are actually like ever so slightly like less long than the standard 10 millimeter beads. So they're a little bit more like that kind of apple shape almost. And so it's not, you're not losing a millimeter per bead, but over the length of whatever it is, like 33 beads, something like that, you lose a fair bit of length. So what we've decided to do is just to keep basically the same form factor, add to the number of beads. And it's, the supplier did a great job. It was the first time working with this supplier. They sent us samples. The production totally matched the samples. I just didn't catch it when I was looking at the initial samples, and I'm fine with being honest about it. Like I know what to look for usually, and this is unexpected. In all of our years of making beads, I haven't had this particular experience, but the beads themselves are awesome, right? Like, so whereas our standard 10 millimeter beads have kind of a little bit of a sharper transition to the bore, these are kind of flattened out and rounded more. So it actually ends up being a very nice experience as you're passing them through the thumb. You're not encountering bead as far along. The bead ends a little bit earlier, but you're getting a nice round kind of flat. It rounds out and then flattens, and so there's no hot spot when you're passing these by your thumb. So it's a really nice experience using them. I played with them a little bit. Just to make sure I was comfortable with them. And I totally am. I love them. And again, we're going to have short form and long form, right? Then a couple of other exotic-y type things. We're restocking some 10 millimeter beads in the Mokutai and also in Zerk. So these guys are also gorgeous. And the matching wood and exotic mashup. So Zebrano with the Mokutai and the Kusunoki wood with the Zerk. Okay, so we're restocking those guys. And while we're at it, I guess. I've got more stuff to talk about in the exotics. Can't forget these guys. So I've teased these on Instagram already. These are the Mokutai Sigmas, and my own personal kind of, I guess, grail set that I've had for a long time, and like kind of almost promised myself that I would never leave it behind was this set of Zerkutai Sigmas. I love the Sigmas and I love the material. I don't go in for a lot of exotic stuff for myself, maybe just a couple of accents here and there, but I try to stay away from going too deep in my own supply. But these guys have been just been my favorite set for the longest time, and at the time I felt like a little bit of a weight bump because they're Zerkutai, and I was used to playing the titanium. The Mokutai comes in at roughly almost exactly the same weight as the titanium, and the colors are a bit more vibrant than the Zerkutai. I mean, granted, this set has been played a bunch, but it was a little bit more towards the grayish end. The Mokutai has great striping and contrast. I don't know how well you'll see it there, but IRL, these are gorgeous. So I don't know. I might have to confiscate a set of these, quarantine them for myself. I've played these a little bit. I posted one video with them, and they're such a treat. Anyways, so I think that's not it. I got one more thing. How could I forget this guy? It's like I wouldn't forget if it was on my toe. I'll tell you that much. This is the newest addition to the Gravity Cup family. Got the nice logo etch on the bottom. This guy is stainless steel. Okay, compared to the titanium is about roughly 500 grams. The stainless steel is 800. So you're looking at almost a kilogram of metal here. Definitely not going to mindlessly pick this one up. So what to say? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit cheaper than the titanium one. You're still you need to think that this is being milled from a solid billet of stainless steel. So there's no way to do these cheaply, right? But it is going to be cheaper than the titanium version, of course. One comment that I have had from, well, actually just one person, but I wanted to address it because it's a relevant comment on the Gravity Cups. The solid metal conducts heat, right? It's like pretty much every metal conducts heat pretty well. Titanium and stainless are great conductors. So if you pour like a super hot beverage into one of these and then you like go to pick it up, you're probably going to burn your hand, right? So don't shy away from them, I don't think. If you like something really hot, just don't fill it all the way full. So, I have my coffee and tea in this whenever I have it, and I just like, I'll fill it 2/3 of the way full. With coffee for something, I put a little bit of cream in something, and it's perfect. I can pick it up with my bare hand, and it's like even when it's full up to the top. With hot tea, I'm gonna want to like kind of go down to 2/3 or something, and then just like hold it at the top. And then honestly, like if it's too hot for your hand, you're not going to be wanting to put it in your face, right? So just like be patient. That's part of the experience, right? Be patient, let it cool down a little bit, and then like pick it up when you're comfortable picking it up, and then put it in your face, right? Anyways, something that we had planned a while back, like pretty much actually right from the start, like when I got my first sample, I realized this was potentially an issue. And like I'm the type that's going to say like it's a feature, not a bug, right? Like you need to be sensible when you're drinking this, and it's all part of that mindfulness experience. But not to deter too much people from using these as a daily cup for their favorite things. We actually started like way back when with getting samples of this like little leather sheath made for them. So this guy just goes on like that. We aren't launching these this month. We've got like a production batch that's done. We got the samples from the production batch and they're great, but we only have like 5 pieces right now. So I'm going to wait until probably next month. We'll be able to get the full batch in and we'll be able to launch them. So, I mean, all this does, it's got, it just, it keeps it cool for you keeps it like, a more bearable temperature to if you got something really hot in there, then you can like, take it up and blow on it, whatever you want to do. And it'll just kind of add something to the experience. I have 2 cups that I've kept for myself, and I use it sometimes, but I don't use it all the time. It's it's good for what it does, and it looks kind of sharp too. It's got a little logo embossed in the bottom. Got my little sticker on there because it's a sample. But yeah, while I'm at it, I wanted to share one other thing, which is this guy right here. So we've actually gone the full way in, and we have found a supplier who does borosilicate. So it's like that Pyrex stuff that measuring cups are made out of. It's like super strong, and yeah, we're gonna do a bulk batch of these guys as well. These guys are gonna come in substantially cheaper, and same cup, not as heavy, but I like the form factor enough that I wanted to make an affordable option, and this came to me, and I thought, great, let's do it. Okay. One last thing here before we sign off for today. We're doing a huge restock this month as well. So one of the things that we're restocking is going to be the wooden ultras, the wooden like MKUltras that are mashed up with the metal. So we don't have every material here. We've got the Zebrano wood with stainless steel accent. We've got Kusunoki with titanium accent. Okay, and we're going to do all 3 models with the like full wood. Wood for the boss only, and then metal for the boss only, and then like the full accent with the three 12 millimeter beads up top and one down there, 15, for people that are more interested in the flipping. Okay, restocking those guys. We're also restocking Cedar and Zebrano for our Mala sets. So for people that are wanting like the breathwork and meditation type stuff, but don't want to go in for the metal or this guy, the wood beads are a good option. Okay, we're restocking them. We're also restocking the hybrid modular Bigleri sets, including all of the different team builds that we were offering last year. We're going to restock them. Okay, then I think there's probably going to be another couple of restocks in there, but yeah, that's like pretty much it, I think. Share a couple of teasers here before we close. This here is a sample for the Zirkutai Banja. So this guy, I think I showed a video online. It's pretty stunning. The grain is great. The rounding wasn't quite perfect. I wanted the rounding to be a little bit more to match the other materials that we've done, but it's pretty darn close. So we sent it back for another sample to be made, and we're also working on Mokutai. Okay, and then I don't have them here in hand, but we've actually already received a full batch, all sizes of Zirk. So that's going to launch next month. Okay, Then another thing I've been teasing is the skeletonized Restock Chetki. We're going to do these in all of our metal materials, well, except maybe not aluminum, but we're doing copper, brass, stainless steel, and titanium. So these are, it's not a huge weight reduction, but it's like a really different feel and tons of extra grip. So I've been playing with these a ton and I love them. This is kind of my go-to set now. Anyways, so that's it for this month, guys. I guess we'll see you all on Friday. Drop time is, 7 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. if you've got the password, right? So sign up for your newsletter. Newsletter should go out like today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.